friends, Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author Letters from a Bookish Fangirl and Team Lines of Poetry Collection. I am super excited to be bringing you this Goldilocks and the Three Bears retelling, or at least a loose retelling, with sci-fi elements and fae. Yes, that is today's awesome book that I am super excited to be giving you all of the fangirl ramblings because you deserve nothing less, friend. That said book that has all these incredible elements is Gretchen and the Bear by Carrie and Noble. Look at this fantastic cover. I love it so very much. It is like clean and simple, but it captures the sci-fi element really, really beautifully with the stars. I absolutely love it. You have Gretchen on the cover, and you also have our fellow bear folk shapeshifter, Arthur. This book, guys, was fantastic. Let me tell you. Before even this video, when I was halfway through this book, I had gushed to a friend that came up to visit me during the time I had been reading it. Oh my goodness, she was okay with spoilers, and let me tell you, I gave her all of the spoilers and all of the ramblings and all of the feels, everything in between all of that. But don't worry, this video is going to be spoiler free of why I personally loved Gretchen the Bear so much, because I genuinely really enjoyed it. Our main character Gretchen was completely epic. I love how she was just so loyal and so supportive, loving, very smart and intelligent and cautious. Smart and intelligent mean the same thing, I just realized. Don't mind me. The reason I want to point out and say cautious and caring is because Gretchen here is on the way to the Feyland to go save her sister Ruby, who just happens to be, not happens to be, but is in this Fey lands that is just wild and rampant with awesome Fey, but are also very dangerous. So be mindful. We can learn from Gretchen. If there's Fey lands, be careful. I came in expecting certain things, and I was pleasantly surprised that some of those things didn't exactly happen because she was just so cautious about it. Take, for example, like I didn't realize this, that when humans eat Fey food, they're probably never going to want to eat any other food again that is not from the land of Fey, or they're just not going to want to leave ever. So our fellow Gretchen remembers the rumors she's heard, the things that she's been taught growing up about the Fey, and I just thought that fascinating that she just didn't disregard those things that she had learned in school. I absolutely love that. We need more cautious and smart heroines like this. Not saying that other heroines are dumb, definitely not saying that, but it was a refreshing aspect and something I appreciate as a reader to just see this heroine, yes, that's going into this dangerous land, but she's not going in unarmed or totally throwing caution to the wind. She's not doing that. Now, her Fey opposite that we meet is Arthur, and I absolutely loved Arthur. He is an incredibly wonderful hero, but he's sort of like a silent hero in many ways. I've only read one of their book, and that was by H.L. Burke, Bryce in her Green Princess trilogy. He was sort of like this kind of hero that was silent. He's not weak, though. I gotta clarify this. Arthur and neither Arthur or Bryce are weak men. However, they're not the ones that sort of save the day, so to speak. And I just, once again, using that word again, I thought it a very refreshing aspect, a refreshing look at heroes that are sort of quiet and really supportive, but they're incredibly loyal and they're compassionate and caring. Arthur is a prime example of this. I love how he treasures the bear folk law in his heart. He usually is very cautious, but of course our human Gretchen comes and changes and flips his whole world upside down, which for him is not that good. But as a reader, I absolutely loved it, especially considering how the story unfolds. It was so wonderful. I absolutely love them both as characters, but Arthur definitely has a special place in my heart. I have to say, if you love Fae and you love, I don't know if Fae culture is the right word, but anything involving that, this book just is soaked in Fae stuff. I know that's pretty, not a strong word to use, stuff. There was just Fae mythology, culture, whatever word you want to use, that just goes all over the place, like all over the page, I mean, and I really enjoyed it. One of the biggest things that really threw me with this book is how twisty it is. I don't mean twisty as in a bad kind of thing or a dark kind of thing. I mean twisty as in there are so many twists and turns in this story, not where it's confusing, but where I caught myself numerous times, and definitely the middle mark of the book. I think I was either at 50% or 55%. My questions were answered, and I was totally caught off guard how those questions were answered. But I found myself asking a lot of questions, and I was really wondering, how exactly is this going to unfold? And especially when you throw in the overwhelming impossible odds of things working out in favor for Arthur and Gretchen, you really question, what kind of thing is even going to happen here. But the awesome and excellent thing about this is that the foundation of this book is hope. It just oozes all over the page, and it is so miraculous and so wonderful and makes this compelling and beautiful and powerful ending, especially that the things I wanted to happen or I thought would happen by the end did not. Yet it was probably one of the most hopeful endings I've read in light of what I was expecting and what I was wanting to actually happen. It was so good, guys. It was so good, and I just love how hopeful this overall story is. And like I said, when you have these hard decisions that these characters have to make, where it looks like it's just going to be a negative outcome regardless of what they do, the hope in this story reminds to not give up, and that things are not always what they seem, and it's not always bleak because we have hope and we have love. So a wonderful, beautiful message that just resonates through the whole story, but especially it resonates the loudest at the very end. Oh, it was so, so good. Let me know if you've heard of Gretchen and the Bear or if you've read any of Carrie's other books. Totally check them out. I highly recommend all of her stories, especially Gretchen the Bear if you like more silent heroes, smart and caring heroines, as well, of course, as our wonderful Fae. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!